And welcome back to the most tardy show, late night show, early morning show, early afternoon show. It just depends on how the hell I'm feeling, to be honest with you. I want to give a huge shout out to Miss A, who donated $25 off the air this morning because she was anticipating tonight's show. We are talking about Pearly Things, the Pearly Things, the one and only. She is out of control. Hey, the reason that we're actually late tonight is because of my gear, faulty audio gear. Most of the time, it's because I have some sort of personal issue. Tonight it's actually technical, and there's a way that you can help contribute to that. Either you can go to the link that you see right in the middle of your screen, gotserum.com, and support black-owned businesses that's owned by myself and my girlfriend. Also, by the way, give a huge shout out and happy birthday. Big round of applause. And if we can, in the chat and in the comment section, let's leave some birthday emojis. It is the night before my girlfriend's birthday, and I'm going to make it a special day for her and a special weekend for her. And all the birthday wishes from our community and channel members would be amazing to help support and show her that you love her and that you are appreciative of her, as we are all appreciative of you. She's actually a close member of the channel. And it's been really awesome to watch, you know, all the relationships and people on this channel really grow into real offline, right, success stories, as well as online success stories, which we hope that we can see, not just Miss Pearly Things or you watching. We hope all of you who are listening, watching, experiencing this wonderful existence of life in this miraculous green and blue ball spinning in the middle of nowhere in this ever expansive a vast array of wildness, the cosmos we call it. I hope that you get to enjoy and have your little slice of pie this weekend for yourself as well as you celebrate your life and existence. Today we're talking about the just pearly things once again being out of control. I came across a clip. These damn clips be killing me. Oh, it kills me. It kills me because it's so difficult to deal with the intangibles, the lack of common sense, the star quality. It's hard to really come to terms and come to facts that she's as popular as she is in the time that she is. It's hard to accept the fact that there are so many people that will fight so viscerally to tell you that it's okay to be, just worst versions of themselves that they are right now, right? For me, it's hard for me to understand that. There's nothing that, when I was going through everything, there's nothing that I wouldn't have done to get to success. I'll be quite frank and honest with you. I was so driven, I was so determined that I would not have let anybody or anything get in my way, right? And even to this day, there's been times where it's like, certain levels of success will be, so close, and I know we've all tasted it and things like that, but you'll be so close and it's like, oh, maybe next time you got a little bit more work to do, something happens, yada, 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 right? But to me, it's always been the drive and the passion. My parents used to have to tell me, my dad used to have to try and teach me and tell me that money isn't as important as it is. Right? My parents used to sit me down and read the word of God to me. They used to read the Bible to me because I was so obsessed with making money in middle school. As a matter of fact, I'll be quite honest with you. My parents kind of squelched the hustler's ambition in me as a kid. Right? I was trying to put businesses together at age 11 and 12 when I saw an eBay commercial because I was like, man, this is fascinating. I can buy stuff on this auction site, or I could buy stuff at one place and then sell it for more on this auction site, and I could keep the difference in the money. That blew my mind away as a kid. So I had a business on eBay when I was 12 or 13, right? Certain people just have a drive, and certain people just have an ability to understand and carve out their niche in this world. Certain people just are not going to be stopped. And those are the people who end up being the leaders. Those are the people who end up moving minds, moving hearts, moving souls, moving generations, if you will. And then certain people are able to mimic. And this is a famous movie that actually happened in the 90s called Mimic. It was based off of these aliens that would disguise themselves, if I'm not mistaken, in human clothing, right? And they would act as if they were really a part of your tribe. And so these aliens that were covered in human clothes or whatever you will, would walk around causing all sorts of bad issues and nefarious acts. And of course, they found out later that these were mimicking aliens or mimicking humans aliens mimicking humans, but the entire concept was that the damage might have been already too late, and I'm sure I'm butchering this a little bit, but you'll understand the metaphorical reference as it relates to, once again, just Pearl and her things. Now, for those of you who don't completely know everything, then you're going to be in the minority tonight, because I've gotten a lot of comments for us to continue these conversations on the just Pearly things debates and topics and everything like that. I've got a lot of, and when I say a lot, I do mean quite a lot. I got, well, not quite a lot, but I've gotten a few comments, people saying, hey, when are you going to go ahead and get back to this? It's about time that we get back to this. There's some more discussions that we want to have on this. And I left a comment. I said, hey, we're going to be doing it tonight. Now, that was last night. We didn't get to it, but we're here tonight talking about just Pearly things. And at this point, it's out of control. The pandering's out of control. What is pandering? Well, pandering is when you are a person and you're a leader of a certain group, or you're speaking to a certain group, or you're trying to sell to a certain group of people the message or the idea that what you have to say is going to lead them to their next breakthrough, that what you have to say is going to lead them into their next waking moment. And not only that, but the words that you have to say are so vastly enriched in wisdom and, you know, treasures and things of that nature that right? I mean, you pretty much get it for the most part. Like, in order to keep yourself at the top, you have to essentially keep pandering, right? And so, to some extent, the panderer is an interesting type of psychological phenomenon, because the panderer understands multiple levels of psychology, as well as the actual industry in which they're trying to place or niche themselves in. So somebody that panders, or somebody that feeds or leads into, or that sells very well, is somebody who's an extremely intelligent person on a lot of different levels, book smarts and street smarts to a certain extent, if you will, right? Because they understand how something works, and then they understand why something works. Those are two fundamentally different concepts. For instance, you can understand your cell phone, or you can know your cell phone. And I saw Andrew Tate say this, and I thought this was a great point. How many people actually understand how the cell phone works, though, right? We understand why the cell phone works, but how many people understand how the cell phone transmission actually gets to a tower and then is able to come back to you here and is able to do this and do that? Not many of us actually know that, right? But in the world of online YouTuber, in the world of these content creators and these people who are able to monetize a lifestyle, or monetize a message, or monetize words, or whatever it might be, they understand how and why something works, which is why, and we've mentioned and we've given and we've kind of had note of this in the beginning, Pearly things made it such a very important aspect to maintain and to mention in 137 videos that she is the whitest girl on earth watching and participating in majority black conversations as it relates to dating and things of that nature, right? She understands how it's important in the case of interracial dating and her potentially coming into some sort of more beneficially, stereotypically, right, prototypically arena or environment or aspect or dynamic that she might whatever, right? And then the why it's popular is because if she's able to take that message or take that appeal that she has and then infiltrate or propagate this message into a group of men that are complaining about how the way women operate in dating, all of a sudden the why and the how comes a lot more together, and then you have a power punched message at almost 1 million subscribers and 400,000 subs in a month. Right? So the how and the why to something is extremely important and vital. And the meme or the joke to this is we always ask, right, why, right? Why is this person doing that? And I know this is a really stupid meme, but we always ask why is the bank robber robbing a bank, or why is the bank robber feeling the way he felt to do that, or why is the bank robber doing something right? But we never ask how the bank robber is feeling. Right? I forget the meme. You guys know the meme I'm trying to talk about right now, right? But the how and the why is just as important. So on the thumbnail of this picture, you see this. And on the thumbnail here, you see it says no women's rights. Now, the reason I put this on the thumbnail, once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to see more consistent shows and more time and memory, you could donate to the channel. You can super chat or you can send a cash app to the Truth Seekers. You see that in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. All donations are appreciated. Thank you for supporting the channel. Support your favorite content creators. It does help. In this case, it would have helped to be on time. Got to buy some more gear. So if you enjoy it, donate. No women's rights. The manosphere believes that, and it's not just the manosphere, but this is where I've seen a message like this. I'm going to go ahead and play this video right now for you, and then we're going to keep on going with this message. I thought I already had it ready, but it's okay. No problem. No problems and no issues. And we showed this, but today we're really talking about it, right? Today we're really going to go ahead and cover this and show you what it means. Short clip, as are most clips today, thanks to YouTube Shorts. Now, this is the clip of Pearly saying the infamous women shouldn't vote, right? I actually can't hear it, so I'm wondering. Oh, okay, hold on. You know what? So I think YouTube has a glitch. And it's interesting, if you are playing YouTube with the video muted and then you go to a short, that same short or those shorts will be muted as well. So you have to go back to a normal video, then go back to the short and reopen the short. In which case, it still isn't playing. So let's see. Let's try this again. Let's see if we can get any kind of volume going on right now. All right. I'm not getting any volume coming out of any video right now. Let's see. Oh, it's because I see why. All right, so give me 1 second, guys. Honestly, I just hope that y'all have been able to hear this entire thing, to be honest with you. All right, cool. All right, cool. All right, cool. Oh, my bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. Jeez. All right, we're back on track. Here we go. We're back on track. So what does she say this time? I see y'all's comments. It's nothing that we haven't heard. Nothing that we haven't heard, but we're just explaining and talking about why she's saying this.
No, huh? I don't think women should vote. Lord Jesus, keep on going. Yeah, no, women, you can't vote. No birth control. Keep it going. No, because it's always freedom without responsibility. And I love it. Women should not vote. Pearly said it herself. I'll tell you why, though. I'll tell you why. Because it's freedom without responsibility. I believe in consequences for your decision. So the men know if they vote someone batshit crazy into power, you guys get drafted. We don't. I don't think women should vote.
All right. So let's just listen to this one more time. I'm gonna listen to a reason, and then we're gonna keep on going.
Huh? I don't think women should vote. Lord Jesus, keep on going. Yeah, no, women, you can't vote. No birth control. Keep it going. No, because it's always freedom without responsibility. And I love it. Women should not vote. Pearly said it herself. I'll tell you why, though. I'll tell you why. Because it's freedom without responsibility. I believe in consequences for your decision. So the men know if they vote someone batshit crazy into power, you guys get drafted. We don't.
So the men know if we vote someone crazy into power, they get drafted or we get drafted and women don't, right? So Pearly Things doesn't believe
I don't think women should vote. Huh? I don't think women should vote.
That women should vote. All right? She doesn't believe that you should vote. So at this point, it's laughable, right? It's like, all right. We've addressed that. Yes, it's pandering. The problem though is that, like, right, you're a woman at the end of the day, right, Pearly? You are a woman. So that would take you out of the equation to be able to vote. It would shut down effectively your ability to politically represent yourself or somebody that you feel represents you in your ways immediately. Now, what's more interesting is more so, and the reason why, once again, these manosphere groups are on the federal radar as much as they are. Because aside from the relational aspects of it, the actual political aspects of it have the ability to, through the message, be extremely changed. So what do I mean by that? Andrew Tate, the guy who was just canceled, right, was giving an interview when he was explaining how his impact on the youths he didn't quite understand as much as he does now. And it was interesting because he was pretty much admitting that, yeah, hey, I understand that maybe the words that I say could impact 13, 14, 15-year-old kids. And in the interview he was talking about it, he was joking about it because he was saying that all the kids one day started asking all the teachers what kind of cars they drove because Andrew Tate was telling them, well, how can your teachers teach you how to drive a car or how to like get a career or learn? How can they teach you about school when they themselves drive crappy cars or drive beat up cars or things like that? So now you have a generation of all these kids, millions of kids asking their teachers what color is their Bugatti, right? Because Andrew Tate drives a Bugatti. You get what I mean? The message of truth got skewed throughout the message of radicality and panderism, and Andrew Tate recognizing that there's a bunch of guys out there who are losers, right? So, the women shouldn't vote thing idea is definitely more of a manosphere concept. Now, we know that these guys out here right now are comparing themselves to the Hebrew Israelites. I'm not going to get, into all of that, all of those different types of things there. But just know that this is a conversation and a topic that's been well discussed, that women shouldn't be able to vote. Ann Coulter actually said this a long time ago as well. And Ann Coulter is not doing too well today. I'm trying to find some of the videos that I was telling y'all about that the Manosphere guys have done. And unless YouTube decided to block all of them within the past hour, I guess the searching phrase that I'm using is not the exact searching phrase I was using a second ago, so I can't find any of them. But what is Pearlie saying? Well, Pearlie is essentially saying that women should be stripped of their rights. You should be stripped of your rights. And yeah, she laughs while jokingly saying this, but let me just kind of put into perspective for you how serious this really is, right? As we laugh and joking about it. There's not too many countries where women can't vote in 2022, but there are a few. There are a few. Some of those countries are as follows. Egypt. Now, get this. In every single one of these countries, it's actually legal for the women to be able to vote. But these are the punishments for women for doing various random acts in these same countries where it's quote unquote legal for women to vote. In Egypt, women could be banned for wearing quote revealing attire in 2015. Muslim women must remove their niqab to vote. But many women are afraid to do so as it's cultural taboo. So in Egypt, the women can vote, but in order to vote, you have to remove your niqab or the head veil that they wear, right? mask-like veil, it says, which obviously for Muslim women you're not supposed to do. So you see how they kind of set that up. So it's legal. There you go. It's legal. Kenya, it's legal. Kenyan women, however, are not allowed to take long walks, and pregnant women are forbidden from leaving the house. High rates of disease and a history of election-related violence also keep women at home. Nigeria. Many women feel their vote doesn't count, so they don't vote. Approximately 8% of the National Assembly is female. Oman. Women must vote as their husbands do or risk divorce, which is a death sentence socially and economically for many women. Since women began voting in 2003, they have won 2 of the 83 seats on the Oman Consultative Council. Pakistan, of course, husbands prevent wives from voting, and violence at the polls is prevalent. Papua New Guinea, and you get the area of concern here. So what can we deduce from this, or where are you to deduce from this? Well, you're to deduce this. In countries that primarily have rules or regulations against something as serious as women having the ability to vote, you can bet your bottom dollar that more than likely it's going to be some sort of area, environment, or region that you're probably not going to want yourself or personally you to, or your family live in. And when I say a region, I mean something along the lines of this. This is Papua New Guinea here. Papua New Guinea is one of the lists or countries on that list that don't allow women to vote. Now, in every single country where women don't vote, the living conditions are arguably deplorable. In every single country where women don't vote. So the concept of stripping women of their ability to choose is fundamentally rooted in communistic radicalism, if I'll be completely honest with you, and patriarchal radicalism, or in patriarchal communism, if you will, that the man is the only thing that can lead forward a family, and that the man bears all of the power. In countries or undeveloped civilizations or regions where this is prevalent, it would be an area which would be more indicative of what the manosphere or just pearly things or these types of people, guys, losers, and just, complete nut jobs altogether would advocate for. This is exactly the type of control we want. Now, on this channel, we've talked about how black men specifically will always talk about the 40s and the 50s and the 20s and 1910 and women being submissive in this time and submissive in the 1800s and women being submissive in this time and this time and this time. And what's interesting about it is they always seem to reference a time in history when they themselves were forced to be more submissive as well. So it was almost like when the black male was forced to be more submissive is the time that they desire, because they were able to have this subset of submission from their women as well, even though what it truly was black women not having the ability and our women not having the ability to live a life outside of the power of their men, which is what happens in a lot of these undeveloped countries for the women that don't have the ability to vote. Once again, they said on that list that in some of these countries it's social suicide if they decide to put themselves on the poll. So the power to vote, even if the Pearl is saying it in a joking manner, is something that is extremely fundamental in this argument of actually conducively getting a point across of just how destructive these losers can be. You have a group of men who are the biggest losers, and understand this, right? Because this is the fact of the matter. If you're having a hard time dating, you're a part of the loser men. It's just what it is. If you are having a hard time consistently getting physical activity, attention, phone numbers, dates, if you're consistently not in the right place or mind state as far as it relates to women, then you're probably a part of those loser group of men. I'm not saying you're a loser. I'm just saying that the 80-20 rule that you claim all women live by, you're a part of that 80% that the women don't want. You're not a part of the 20%. And so the issue ends up being, you can't push a narrative of women need to follow you. Women need to follow you. Women need to follow you. Women need to follow the leader. Women need to submit to the leader. Women need to do this. Women need to do that. If you're a part of the loser group already, it would make much more sense if you are a winner. If you're a guy that's making the 6 figures, if you're a guy that's making all the money, if you're a guy that doesn't live a lifestyle that's reflective of this. It would make much more sense then for you to decide to go onto a message of, oh, the women are this or the women are that or whatever it might be, and you need to submit to us, because that would mean that you're worthy of the submission. But going back to why this entire thing is out of control, strip women of the rights to vote, right? And now, I will say this. It looks like Pearly Thing has diversified her message a little bit. She started to withdraw, or maybe she started to just upload the content that has more Latino, Spanish, European, Anglo-Saxon, culturally, I guess you could say white, identified type of people, right? She started to put more white people and more Latinos in her message. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. If she continues to do that, her numbers are going to start to decline, because it's not the same conversation that she's going to be able to have in the same dynamic and the same numbers. They'll be up for a little bit, but they're going to go down. The numbers are going to decline if she stays particularly with her, with just one particular race or another. I'm not saying she should. I'm just telling you what'll happen, right? Jeez, these people are crazy, man. Fucking hell, these people are crazy. Look at this. Look at this nigga's mouth, bro. Look at this nigga's mouth. What the actual fuck? Papua New Guinea. Pig. Pig right inside. Cute pig. Okay. So now we'll go back to let's go back to the pro video, because she said it, but she went on to kind of explain why she feels that way. So she did legitimate, whether she's trolling or not, pandering or not, she did legitimately try and emphasize or put some sort of thought into it. You know what I mean?
I don't think women should know. Huh? I don't think women should vote. Lord Jesus, keep on going. Yeah, no, women, you can't vote. No birth control. Keep it going. No, because it's always freedom without responsibility. And so, like, the reason women should not vote. Pearly said it herself. I'll tell you why, though. I'll tell you why. Because it was freedom without responsibility. I believe in consequences for your decision. So the men know if they vote someone batshit crazy into power, you guys get drafted. We don't. I don't think women should know.
All right. So I'm sure this is probably maybe this is edited a bit to try and make sense. I'm just trying to make sense of the line of the train of thought here. You know what I mean? Trying to just make sense of the train of thought here. Now, we've already established that in the countries where women don't vote, those are pretty bad off countries. And coincidentally, if you want to go ahead and guesstimate, sorry about the audio. If you want to guesstimate, most first world countries that people go to vacation to, the women have the right to vote. Okay. Surprise, surprise. You see how that works? Right. Not only do the women have the right to vote, it would be damn near outrageous. There's not a single country that anybody vacations to, okay, where women don't have the right to vote. There's not a single country, except maybe Dubai, that anybody vacations to where women can't vote, because those aren't places that you want to be, right? So if it's not a place that you want to be, why would you try to make America, why would you try to make this environment that type of place, the place that you don't want to be? Well, that would make sense. You understand why it would make sense? So I need you to understand how deep Pearl thinks about this. And she potentially doesn't go this deep about it, but here's the psychology of why these numbers are growing so quick and why this works out so well. Get a load of this. The men right now that are having a really hard having a really hard time dating are advocating for passport bros and going overseas and finding women that you can date overseas and finding women that you can find love with overseas, because they're so much more submissive, which would essentially mean that America has a downfall in that aspect, or that American women, and this is not a concept that's completely new, they say this all the time, American women are trash. How many times have you heard that? How many times have we all heard this? I mean, we could just type in Western women dating. Let's just see what we find here. Western women. Women in the West are terrible wives. Look at this. This is from Pearly Things. What do you know? Women in the West are terrible wives. Let's listen to this.
Are women from foreign countries better wives than the ones we currently have let's not limit it to Great Britain. In the West in general.
Well, I've been recommending this for a long time, that men in the West, due to a myriad of reasons, should start looking elsewhere. I spoke to a gentleman in Australia about 4 years ago in regards to him. He was a pilot. He had all his house, everything paid, fully stacked. The man was rich, handsome, and generally, in that top, what you guys call the 10, 20%. And he categorically...
Oh my God, y'all niggas are so fucking sad.
Pain-wise, how bad is it?
They put the sad music on. Listen to this shit. Listen to this shit. Y'all niggas, bro. I know Pearly Things did this, but listen, Pearly Things knows that you niggas are so fucking bro, y'all are so fucking sad of human beings. God damn. It almost makes me upset how pathetic y'all are. You guys are so pathetic. You're so pathetic. Listen, look at this. Look at this. They know that y'all are going to eat this sad music shit up.
Countries, better wives than the ones we currently have. Let's not limit it to Great Britain. In the West in general.
Well, I've been recommending this for a long time, that men in the West, due to a myriad of reasons, should start looking elsewhere. I spoke to a gentleman in Australia about 4 years ago in regards...
Who's this at the bottom here? Who's this? Was that the
him.
editor?
He was a pilot. He had all his house, everything.
That's Jamal editing it right there. He just had to put himself in it. I don't know who that is. That's not Jamal. It looks like it's actually a lady's hair because it was a micro braid. So shout out to her, the wonderful lady. I hope it's not a black chick editing this. I hope it's not. But get your money. I ain't mad at you.
Everything paid, fully stacked. The man was rich, handsome, and generally, in that top, what you guys call the 10, 20%. And he categorically told me that when he is ready to get married, he is going to get married to a lady or a wife where he's going to find them either in...
When he's ready to get married, he's going to get... How old is this guy? When he's
Pain-wise, how bad is it to get shot in the face?
Howard Stern is stupid. He has 50 Cent pain-wise. How bad is it to get shot in the face? Nigga. Bro.
Are women...
It hurts a lot, Howard. So when he gets married, how old is this guy? This guy, the guy speaking right now, looks like he's about... Both of these dudes look like they're almost in their 40s right now. So this dude's telling a story. Listen how stupid this shit is. I have a friend, and he's a good friend of mine. We've been friends for 53 years now. And he's 63, and he's getting ready to get married. And when he does it, he's going to get married in Vietnam. He's been a pilot. He's got a house. He's got everything. He's stacked. So he's been, you know what he's been doing the entire time? Exactly what the manosphere has been telling him to do, pump and dump. But what do you have here? Sad music.
He's ready to get married. He is going to get married to a lady or a wife where he's going to find...
What's the issue here? Well, the issue, according to him, is that he's not going to bring his wife to Australia from Vietnam because Australian women are just like American women, which are Western, which I guess this is Britain women at this point. I mean, is Britain in the West? I don't know what the West is at this point. Right? I guess everything's in the West at this point. West Point. Due to a myriad of reasons, he should start looking elsewhere for your wife. He's in Australia. This was years ago. He said a few years ago he spoke to him. Did you see that? He said, I spoke to my friend a few years ago. His friend's still not married. Nowhere closer to getting married. Did his friend go to Vietnam yet? No. So he spoke to his friend years ago. His friend still hasn't gone to Vietnam. How old is his friend? Do you think, looking at this guy, how old do you think his friend is? Do you think his friend is in his 20s? Do you think his friend is in his 30s? Do you think his friend is in his 40s? So you mean to tell me that you have this friend, cue the sad music.
Yeah, but he will not bring his wife to Australia.
You have this perfect guy friend that you've known for years who has the house, he's got his pilot license, you see what I mean? If you're that much of a stud, you would already have a woman. So obviously something's got to be off here. Now, you can look at this nigga's hat and tell that he's weird. You can look at him and tell that he's overweight. You can look at him and tell that he's just a different type of dude. A dude that at his age, in this dating realm and dating game and space, has literally damn near zero chance. This man has zero chance. And what you're looking at right here is the collective of people and men and the type of guys that follow just pearly things. That's the reason that he's on the show right now. These weird dudes, these guys that, I'll be frank and honest with you, these dudes that they're just not that, they can't pull, they're not that physically right, they're not, I'll be honest, they're just not that good looking of guys, right? They don't have any game. They're socially awkward. They dress weird. They don't have any hair. Their beards are this weird. It's a weird chin strap going on. Your eyes are too close together. You look like you've probably done meth before. Your headphones aren't on straight. You look like you've killed a couple people before, but that you're scared of mice at night at the same time. You see what I mean? It's like, bro, pick a struggle, bro. What the fuck is Pearl talking about? What'd she say? We need to strip women of their rights to vote? What? In our community, our women make more than us. In the black community, black women make more than black men. This is a fact. How can you strip a group of people who make more money than their counterparts of their ability to select who's going to be in political office? That makes no sense. That's utterly ridiculous. That would be like storming into somebody's lands, walking into their palace, slapping their relatives and family and next of kin, and then demanding that all of them in turn start cooking dinner and preparing the dinner meal for you immediately. Like, no, bro. It doesn't work and it doesn't happen that way. There's a system and there's a way that things have been done to get to the place to where they are now. And you and your little 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 years of no life experience standing behind the 1% guarded castle wall in England or wherever the fuck you are has very little knowledge of what's gone on inside the community to make it exactly what it is. Nor do you probably give a flying fuck, to be honest with you, Pearl, if I'm being completely honest with you. But we know that. This is simply a hustle, and this is what it is. Right? Black men have always been the weakest, and we've always been the ones that just, for whatever reason, can't seem to understand is Cerebral. Let me just say this. I got to go ahead and drop Cerebral's channel because she said this point, and Cerebral has been on a tear lately. I've been watching her content. She has been going all the way in. She made a video the other day that is a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece describing black men and she's live right now. It's a masterpiece describing black men and the beauty that they see in other races. This is her channel. Make sure that you check it out. Cerebral, Cerebral. She is live right now as well, talking about health crises that are going on inside of the community as well. Black women apparently are making up majority of the new HIV cases, but they aren't getting care. They aren't getting care. Well, if black women are making up majority of the HIV cases, we'll have to look into that. She said this, though. She said something that was so interesting. She said, it seems like we have the most trouble as black men having the ability to recognize when somebody might be infiltrating amongst us and purport themselves as a friend when they're not. Oh, I have goods and spices. I have good things I can sell you and show you. And next thing you know, half of your tribe is gone. Oh, I got this little thing and then this and that. And then the flip side of it is that you also have to worry about your own people doing the very exact same thing to you. So going into it could be a lose-lose situation, right? Going into it could be so much of a lose-lose situation. But now you joke half-heartedly and try and back it up with some sort of really extremely weak argument as to why the women who have fought against all of society, the people we fought against all of society for the very little leverage that we have to go ahead and give it back. See, when Pearl says we should take away women's rights to vote, Pearl is saying this was a white woman that hasn't had ancestors that have gone through a lot of horrible things. You see, voting for white people and black people are two completely different reasons. I'll be completely honest with you. A lot of our ancestors fought very hard for our right to vote. So the right for black people to vote, it's significant, and people don't see it this way, but it's very significant, and it's important. It's important to utilize your right to vote, but more importantly, it's important to utilize your right to vote properly. So don't vote Democratic. It's important to utilize and understand the importance of voting. So when Pro says something like, oh, we should just take away women's rights to vote, and you see a bunch of black men that are just ready at the bit, that's the same Sam Boke, coonery-ass, bullshit-ass, slave-minded shit that was able to let black men be sold into slavery in the first place. It's nothing more than a continuance of selling your own people. Strip away a woman's right to vote, and she didn't say this specifically about black women, yes, but we understand the connotations, and let's just say we're talking about all people. Yeah, strip away a human's rights to be able to voice their opinion. Well, that's an unalienable right, to be completely honest with you. That's such an important right that it's in the Constitution not to be able to be taken away. And it was so important that they decided to add it into the Constitution when it wasn't there for all people, right? They said, you know what? No, we need to go ahead and make this, and we're going to make sure that nobody should be able to take it away from you. But if you would give millions of men their opportunity, you better be damn sure, Skippy, that they would love the opportunity. They would love the chance to push a narrative and to push something, to push a political law, to push something to where women don't have the ability to vote, right? To say anything, to have any sort of political power, importance. And we have to understand when they say we don't want women to vote here, you have to understand that means that we don't want women to be a protected class. We don't want women to have any sort of importance politically to where there'd be anybody that would have anything or of any kind of care or concern of their concerns. Because if we look at the countries where women can't vote, then they don't have any rights, period, at all. You see what I mean? They don't have any rights at all. So really what they're saying, and really what Pearl is saying and joking about, herself being a woman, what these guys are really saying is we don't want women to have any rights anymore. They have too many rights. Really what men are saying is that women are too free. Women are too free. You can date whoever you want to date. You can be wherever you want to be. You can decide whether you want to have kids at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. If you decide to use surrogacy, you can decide whether or not you want to get married on a whim. You can leave on a whim. You can decide whether or not you want to decide to cook for somebody or to hire somebody to cook for you or to do DoorDash. Now women have the opportunity to go wherever the hell their body desires for them to go. And guys hate that. Why? Well, because there's already not that the competition's already stiff. Guys hate that. Why? Well, if you're already a guy, a particular class or a particular ethnic group that doesn't have a lot of power or control over certain aspects, then it's like, man, that, I mean, my goodness, it would seem to be that a relationship, something between you and another person would be something that you should be able to have within your grasp or control. But even that is starting to fall between the fingers like sand, right? Sand in the wind. And so they're squeezing tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. And the wind is still just continuously, sand, just particles just falling out and falling out and falling out. Right. That's kind of what, in some aspects, the manosphere is. And we're going to talk about this in another live stream coming up. But the concept of women don't care this, and that. So let's just get online and cry infinitely. It's a fascinating concept. You're going to want to see it. Stick around for the next live stream. It's a fascinating concept. Women don't care, but here we are for hours and 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 days and months and cumulatively years on end complaining about the same women that we're saying don't care. Hello. Do they care? If they don't care, do you care? It sounds like you still care, but they don't care. They're not the ones on YouTube complaining right now. You're the one saying they don't care, and then caring that they don't care. It's a fascinating ordeal. Nobody's talked about it. Shout out to Papua New Guinea. Let's get to some news, shall we? Shanquilla's death is being reported or investigated as a homicide. This is what that means. The killing of Shanquilla Robinson is being investigated as a femicide. An unfamiliar term for many in the United States, as this is a gender-motivated crime, has not been defined by United States legislation despite being a global issue.
In Cabo, these are images taken from a disturbing video circulating online. Her father confirms to CNN the video shows Shanquella being thrown to the floor and beaten on the head. It's unclear when the video was taken or if it depicts the moment she suffered the fatal injury. According to a copy of the death certificate.
And we all, have heard the horrific, tragic story about that. So they're investigating as a femicide. Robinson, 25-year-old student, was killed, obviously. Prosecutors in Mexico are seeking to extradite one of Robinson's friends as a suspect in the case, Daniel de la Rosa. The Attorney General for Baja California Sur told local media last week that an arrest warrant was issued for a crime of femicide or the killing of a woman because of her gender in connection with Robinson's case. No one has been charged in the case, and authorities have not released the names of Robinson's friends. Unlike Mexico and other Latin American countries, the United States does not have a law recognizing femicide as a different crime than homicide, which several experts say does not mean that killings targeting women are not happening in the U.S. at an alarming rate. So says this, femicide is happening all the time in the U.S. and many famous murder cases that we all have in our consciousness are actually femicide, but we don't put a label on them. Looks like femicide is starting to rise up in the ranks of knowingness. I'm sure black femicide had a good amount to do with that, as well as the other ladies that have been ensuring to spread the message of black femicide. Wow. Wow. Oh, thank you. That's so awesome. I want to go ahead and thank Tabitha. Well, that's all I'm going to say. I already said too much. I want to go ahead and thank Tab. Tab, yeah, it's on the way. We've got it on the way. We've got a very special gift for you inside of your package as well. So you're going to enjoy that. Be on the lookout for that, Tab. You're going to enjoy that. That'll be on the way. Just made a sale on gotserum.com. Very nice sale, and so I'm thankful for that. Thankful for you. And we're going to go ahead and say this. For the first 5 people that shop with us, we're going to go ahead and send you a nice package. A nice Christmas package, and we're only going to do it for the first 5 people. But I'm going to go ahead and make sure to let y'all know that we're very, very, very appreciative. So right now, the next 5 people that do order, I said the first 5, but the next 5 people that order, that order will get a pretty good package. So enjoy that, Tab, and leave me an email. Let me know how everything is. You're gonna have quite a bit in there. All right, it's going to be more than just serum. I can tell you that much. So enjoy that. This has been an interesting stream, but once again, it's because of the layers of complexity as to psychologically why this, how this, when this moment in time of how this has all been able to happen. In the moment and in the way it's been able to happen, you got to understand Pearly moved so quickly, so rapidly. I've never seen anybody do something so efficiently. They got in, they came in, they colonized this fucking space up. They colonized that message up, man. They built infrastructure in Africa like the Asian people are doing. I'm sorry. They built infrastructure in the lack of infrastructure in this space online. They cleaned it. The guys couldn't get it together, man. The folk came in, dude. Pearly came in and set up shop, and she's not going anywhere. Brothers out. Thank you. We got a super chat in, y'all. Brothers have no choice but to get down with the get down. What are you gonna do? Donovan Sharp did an interview at Pearly Things, and he was like, "Yo, I don't know what else to do." Remember, he explained why His relationship with Kevin Samuels didn't work out. He explained what was going on with Fresh and Fit and all these other different types of people. The black men couldn't stick together in the manosphere. The brothers couldn't stick together. Literally. I mean, think about it. If you just look at any black content creator that has more than 20 or 30 or 40,000 subs, they're by themselves. Black men aren't working together and having these discussions and conferences amongst each other. There's none. There are no black men content creators with more than 20, 30,000 that are sitting on panels by the twos or by the threes actually having like dynamic man-to-man or even just sitting on panels bringing women together and whatevering and and crapping on them. The only people that do that are Fresh and Fit. The guys can't even come together to form a show like Kevin Samuels virtually. You know what I mean? Think about that. So Pearly, man, Pearly thing came right on in. And she's going to get crazier because she knows it works. Hey, the fire is raging. Pour gasoline on it. Why not? The kind of money she's making is, hey, pour gasoline on it. We're going to be okay. Angel Martin says, happy birthday to Hybrid. Testing to see if this even works. Happy birthday to Hybrid. Hybrid is in the building. Angel Martin with a $7 super chat. We got to give a huge happy birthday. Huge happy birthday to Hybrid. Make sure we're leaving happy birthdays emojis in the chat. That's right. It is a Channel OGs members. Very special. Very special birthday. And, it's the holiday season. It's the holiday season. So a lot of people right now are feeling a lot of different things. As we get older and as you age in life and, we have the fortune to be able to do such, you start to realize that, man, I should have pulled this laptop down a little bit further. Things change. Things change, and sometimes the holidays don't hit like they used to, and sometimes days and personal days and celebrations aren't quite. But whenever you have a good group of people, whether it be online, offline, shoot, man, that's just as good, man. Home is where you make it. There were days in my car, man, where I had a great days, great weekends, and I truly felt like I was on cloud nine. And you know what I understood, like, not to, because I'm definitely not there anymore, but for that brief moment when it was like, oh man, this is like really clicking, things are really adding up. No pun intended. The cash was coming in, and it was like, oh wow, this is people really appreciative. Like I was like, man, I'll be able to really end up setting up something legitimate, like a physical. I'll be able to live something, a brick and mortar behind from the words that I'm speaking right now. I'll be able to leave something that people can. And it's one of those things where, that's a good feeling, and it's a good feeling to be able to, sometimes take a step back and, in the holiday season, to enjoy the really, really, really little things. So often we try and build up, right? We try and do so much, and it's stressful because we have to get gifts and we have to do this and we have to try and impress people, and then we have to fly in to see family and we're doing all this, and the bigger thing sometimes is like, man, I just want to go sit in my car, man. I just want to go sit in my car. I just want to, I just want to go get, I'm just going to go get a peanut butter sandwich, some Oreo cookies, milk, and go walk around, and spike my milk with, Southern Comfort while I dip my Oreos inside of it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's legitimately amazing just to get a card in the mail. Like it's amazing to get a card in the mail, from somebody, knowing that somebody wrote you. Community is very important because in times like this, when things are very stressful and hectic, uncertain, diesel, politicians, children, space, Twitter, Elon Musk, and, job security, YouTube, icons and content creators. That family, wherever they are, online, through YouTube, through email, through text message, those real people that you connect with, that got your back, that support you, that believe in you when nobody else does, when nobody else is around too, you know, that's home. You know, that's home, man. That's home. A lot of people thought they had a home, and circumstances changed when this pandemic happened, and they lost their home. They lost their situation. They lost their environment. And so I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the community, for the people that are still on this channel, for the environment. You know, I still get nervous live streaming every day, y'all. I don't know if y'all know that, but, you know, my girl's right here across from me. She could tell you, I get so nervous every time because I want to bring a good show. You know, I want to bring a good show for y'all. And it's like, man, I mean, I responded to a comment earlier today, and it was one of the ladies saying, when are you going to do another Pearly Things show? And I was like, I'm going to do it tonight. And I didn't do it that night. It was last night. I didn't do it. And I felt horrible. I feel horrible. I'm like sluggish. I'm like, dang, I didn't do my show, man. She's probably thinking, you know, she's probably waiting on me. You know, that's literally what I'm thinking. I'm like, man, she's probably literally waiting on me right now, wondering why I didn't do the show. You know, like she probably really wanted to see that show. What if she planned all day and people do this for their favorite YouTubers, for their favorite channels. They'll plan all day to watch you because your words are so important. They value what you say so much. They value your time so much. They'll plan all day around your show. And then when your show's getting ready to come, they put their snacks in the microwave, in the oven. They order their DoorDash. They sit with their family. They turn you on their TV. Or they turn you on their laptop or on their phone while they're doing something, or while they're helping out around the house, or while it's going on, or it's just background noise. But you are effectively a part of the family now. You're effectively part of their home now, right? Just like that. I mean, we're on the television screen. So you're absolutely right. It is a community here. It is a community on a lot of channels. And it's extremely important, and I'm very thankful for that. So holiday season, we got some holiday streams coming up. We got some fun stuff coming up. We're going to have live streams where we're out and about. Why are we going to be able to do this? Because I can pay my cell phone bills. No, but why are we going to be able to do this? Because I'm going to be able to upgrade my cell phone to a little bit better one. Should things go right with Boost Mobile, because Boost is trash. And we're going to be doing more stuff where we're getting out and about. Guess what? We're going to start interviewing some people live. That's right. We're going to start interviewing people live. I don't see too much of this. So before one of these Manosphere people or anybody starts to do that, before Pearly Things, anybody robs this idea, you heard it here first. We're going to be doing stuff live. And it's going to piss a lot of people off. But we're going to do it in safe settings around controlled environments. So at 55-minute mark, if you haven't already liked the stream, make sure you're liking the stream. The Manosphere is on notice yet again. That's right. They're on notice yet again. Pearly Things, you are on notice yet again. And you will be on notice for the entirety of 2023, I'll be quite frank and honest with you. You will be on notice. All of your minions will be on notice. Every follower, every debunked loon will be handled appropriately. Because y'all just are not being honest. You're not being honest. And you're misrepresenting a lot of women. You're making a lot of women look bad simply for a paycheck. And that's not, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So, you know, I have a problem with, you know, the making women look bad thing, and I have to restrain because I'm a man myself. I don't like to, and I want to harp on people's looks or this and that. But at this point with Pearly Things, it's time to start playing a little bit dirty with her. It's time to start playing a little bit dirty with Pearly Things. Because we know what it is. And she has to know what it is as well. There has to be some steam that's taken out of your sail, Pearly Things. And there will be some steam taken out of your sails. I guarantee it. Mark my words. I guarantee there's going to be some steam taken out of your sails because you're on some BS right now. You're on some BS right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, prepare. Put your finest cooking aprons and chef hats on because we are getting ready to crank up the heat in the kitchen. You're not going to want to miss the next live stream. And I'll also say this, you might want to leave some feelings at the door because once again, in order to crank up the kitchen on Pearly Things, there are going to be some things that are said in some aspects about her, which you might tie yourselves to a bit, you might not. My goal is to not offend you. It's simply to put out the brutal, honest truth about her and who she is, what she represents, and how that's detrimental to men and women, particularly our women alike. So know that I love you, and I'll never say anything to anger you, especially you. That's right, you listening. M87, I apologize. I'm going to get back with you soon, man. It's been a really hectic week. I wish I would have left the laptop a little lower versus having it up so high. I should have had it down there. It would have been a lot nicer. But you live and you learn. Now I know for next time. We did make it. Wow, an hour of continuous talk. You know, I used to type up the entire monologue for live streams. It used to be so hard to sit here and just talk. It's very hard and just talk. And now I can sit and I could do this for a few hours easy, which is amazing to me. It's a skill. I guess it's a skill like anything else. You start to develop it, right? It's fascinating to me. You know, we'll save that for next time. We're at an hour already, so we're not gonna delay this. Hey, I love you very much. Huge shout out to Tab for putting that order through. We get that on the way. Huge shout out to Angel for the donation. Huge shout out to everybody else that donates online and offline. We got more shows coming up soon. We're gonna be back live tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So I will see you there. I'm just going to go ahead and dedicate to 9 o'clock. Y'all are here at 9 o'clock. I can't go any earlier than that. I didn't try that shit. So if we go earlier, there you go. We might have a news broadcast in the morning. So if you're up at about 10 or 11 a.m. Central Time, be on the lookout for that. We will be going live talking about Brittany Griner. And we will also be going live talking about Blueface and Krishan. Brittany Griner and Blueface and Krishan. That's going to be 10 or 11 a.m. Central Time. Leave a like on your way out, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Truth. I love you all so much. Happy holidays. And if it's your birthday soon, happy birthday soon. As we prepare for the new year, start thinking about the new person that you want to be or start thinking about the new changes that you want to have happen. I'm starting to think about all my changes and how I'm going to hit it hard next year. Got a big next year that's going to be going down, y'all. Big next year going down. Big plans. Big money for everybody. No, I kid. Only big money for the people that we love, not for everybody. Because not everybody deserves big love and big money. Some people are funny. Some people are sweet like honey. I love you very much.